Broncos 8-9 in year one of Sean Payton, a 3-win bump from the year before.
Hey! Great job.
Yes, sir.
Great job.
Despite the improvement in the win column, their bar for 2024 is on the low end, a 5.5 over-under team. Guess the Magic 8 Ball is worried starting over at QB is going to hurt a little.
The Denver Broncos select Bo Nix, quarterback, Oregon.
It's not that they were stuck watching Worst Cooks in America, but they were kind of expecting some Gordon Ramsay back there.
Intercepted at the 42-yard line.
So they bit the bullet in a big way and cut ties with Russell Wilson. Time for some Bronco bro.
Bo Nix, the comparison was Tua because he's got real quick hands, he's very accurate underneath, and he can lay the ball up.
Bo Nix is said to be as polished as any college quarterback can be. Makes sense since he was giving Van Wilder a run for his money by stretching his time on campus.
He's played a lot of football, started 61 games in college. That's where you see the polish and things like this with ball handling.
All you need is scented candles, massage oil, and Barry White. Write that down. Here's the thing though, Wilson wasn't the worst quarterback in the league by any means. Replacing his production isn't a given.
Cortland makes the catch. Touchdown, Denver.
26 touchdowns, only 8 INTs, a rating of 98. A lot of teams, like the Steelers I guess, would have welcomed that kind of play from their quarterbacks.
Russ throws the ball to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Denver!
On the flip side, the bar the offense he led isn't high. Broncos 19th in points per game last year, 26th in yards per game.
And he's in the end zone. He throws a loose ball to the near side.
Denver also sent wide receiver Jerry Jeudy packing. He did put up 750-plus yards for him. That's not chump change. Cortland Sutton is still around. He went for 772, scored 10 times.
Once Cortland Sutton in the end zone, Cortland goes up and makes the catch. Touchdown, Denver!
Okay, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry. Perfect timing. All right. I wanted to talk about this, though. This whole, let's see. 5.5 wins is the 2024 over-under. I was unaware of that, or if I was, I completely forgot, because I think that's insane. That's insane to me. 5.5 wins, they're going to drop that bad. I mean, because they got rid of Russell Wilson. To be clear, Russell Wilson had a decent season last season, but that was so much because of what Sean Payton did with him. How do we know? Because what the heck did Russell Wilson look like the year before? Significantly worse with Nathaniel Hackett. So better believe that Sean Payton is what, squeezed out as much possible juice as he could with Russell Wilson. This idea that Russell Wilson is just this top-level quarterback and now you move on from this top-level quarterback, so therefore now you're going to drop down, is just absurd. If what makes your quarterback good or playing at that level is part of your coach, then you don't just lose all that production because you have the coach still there. Now, don't get me wrong, they've obviously are changing up the offense and some of the weapons as highlighted in this very bizarrely weird video released by the NFL, where you're gonna get scented candles and massage oil or whatever. I don't even know. But this idea that Bo Nix is incapable of leading this offense to at least 6 wins. Heck, I think even Zach Wilson is capable of leading this team to at least, 6 wins. I mean, truthfully, I think especially if Bo Nix is starting, which I believe he will be, I think at the very least, they'll be able to split with everyone in the division. I really do. I think they absolutely can rip off a win against the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. I mean, they've done it in the past with less. So why wouldn't they be able to do that this year? And then you're just saying, well, they have to just win another 3 wins. Now, again, to be very clear, I am not saying that I think that Bo Nix is going to be able to step into this offense and just rip off 12 wins and just, hit the ground running and just dominate from the jump. I do not think that. I think people are too obsessed with the whole CJ Stroud story and think that a coach and a quarterback can just jump in and just have immediate success. I don't believe that to be the case, and just because you don't have immediate year one success from the jump does not mean that means you're not good, or that does not mean that you're not going to be as successful in the long term as, say, a CJ Stroud. A lot of things had to have happened under perfect circumstances for the Texans with CJ Stroud to be able to win and accomplish what they did. Make no mistake about it, technically the Broncos were just like a game or so right behind them. So again, I think a lot of that credit goes to Sean Payton. So to me, it's pretty crazy. It's I think this 5.5 wins is an indictment on maybe how they think of Sean Payton and potentially maybe even Bo Nix, because that is low to me. It really, really is. Unless I'm missing something, maybe I'm just like slightly confused. I don't know, but like I'm genuinely kind of shocked by this. I really, really am. I mean, I just have to imagine that with Sean Payton and Bo Nix that they're going to get more than 5.5 wins. I mean, it's just so hard for me to imagine that they're not. I think this team and this offense is going to be humming along pretty well, quite honestly. I just think that Bo Nix is set up to execute Sean Payton's vision for this offense flawlessly. I think Bo Nix has the potential to be a very smooth operator and have a very consistent effect on the offense. And the thing is, too, I think this is an underlooked factor as well. We talk about so much of what a quarterback can do for their team, right? Their arm, their accuracy, their ability to run, whatever it may be. But what we fail to kind of acknowledge a lot of times is that when you have an inconsistent quarterback, not only is it difficult to coach in general, but it's hard to scheme for that quarterback. It's hard to figure out if I'm a coach, what can I and can't I do with this quarterback, right? Because I don't know. There's such inconsistencies that I'm either constantly trying to figure out how to minimize his weaknesses and maximize his strengths, and sometimes his strengths are his weaknesses, and sometimes his weaknesses are his strengths, and it's just like you get lost and you're just like, I don't know how to game plan. I don't know what plays to call for this quarterback. Or when I finally figure this out, this quarterback then doesn't execute the offense what I'm asking him to do. And that's essentially what I felt happened with Sean Payton and why he was just kind of losing his mind. He's just like, okay, I took the first X amount of games to figure this out, to figure out what the heck I can do with Russell Wilson. Now I finally figure it out. I construct this offense, and now I'm setting it up for you, and you're not making the plays that I'm asking you to. If you just make these plays, we're going to win these games. And I think that just made Sean Payton just head want to explode, quite honestly. I mean, like, it was literally like a cartoon with smoke coming out of the ears. And I think what Bo Nix has the potential to be able to do for Sean Payton is offer that consistency. Okay? Even if you want to say, which I disagree with this, but even if you want to say his ceiling, at least this year one, is not as high as what Russell Wilson did this past season, Bo Nix should offer, even though he's a rookie, more consistency and should more often than not make the right play, which will then make Sean Payton a better coach, will make that offense better, will make them be able to game plan and even just in-game adjustments more efficient, which will then hopefully lead to more wins for the Denver Broncos. So I don't think it has to get any more complicated than that. I mean, just think about it. Just even remove all of sports from it, right? Just think about your relationships with your parents, your children, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is. When you're in a relationship with someone and their moods and emotions are really inconsistent, it's really hard to figure out what you want to do, right? You're like, do I want to go out to dinner with them tonight? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, what version am I getting of them tonight? Is it going to be fun? Are we going to be able to share a bunch of appetizers? Or are they going to complain that they're on a diet and that they don't want an appetizer and that they always gain weight when they eat with you, right? And they don't want dessert. Or is it going to be the other side where they're like, oh my God, let's do it. Summer 2024. Let's get Let's split appetizers. Let's get multiple appetizers. Let's get dessert. Let's get this, that, cake, and ice cream. You never know what you're going to get. And it makes it hard. You're like, I don't know. Do I want to have a date night tonight or not? I don't really know. And it's very similar with sports, with coaching. Consistency. When you have consistency, even if it's consistently average, it's easier to manage. It's easier to deal with, which will then give you more success. Which is why even a team like the 49ers have been able to have so much success with a Brock Purdy, and even years back with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's that consistency. They knew what they were getting, or what they are getting currently with Purdy, so they know how to game plan. They know truly what that floor is, even if the ceiling maybe technically isn't as high as, say, a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen. But that consistency really, really matters. And I think that's what Bo Nix is going to get. And that's why I'm very surprised, because I think as long as you have a consistent quarterback at the, behind, at center, as well as a good to great to maybe even elite head coach, I don't see how you're getting under 5.5 wins under that. It's just hard for me to gather. Honestly, when I saw that, I'm still processing, and I'm still trying to figure out, I must be missing something. Can Bo Nix be a really good quarterback and Sean Payton be a really good coach, but they're still only going to get 4 or 5 wins? Because that's what that's saying. Over under, it's going to be 5 or 4 wins, right? I don't think it's, because if they thought that 3 was potential, then it would be 4.5 or whatever. So it's going to be, they're saying that essentially it's going to, at the under, it's going to be 5 or 4 wins. That's a lot of losses. That's a lot of losses that I struggle to see. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think the over-under is way too low or just right? What do you think is going to happen with Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos this season? What do you think a realistic win total is for them? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.